Hello Capricorn, it's your turn for your reading for the month of June. Hope you all are doing well. We are in Gemini season. It's funny, the moon is in Cancer, so a lot of changes, a lot of retrogrades going on right now. I believe in Saturn, Jupiter's in Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn, so um, a lot of the different planets are retrograde. We have Jupiter, which is in your sign, retrograde. We have Saturn, which is in Aquarius, retrograde. And then Venus is in Gemini, retrograde. So a lot of different energies. So it could feel kind of disoriented. I do feel like. Um, not sure how all of them last long, but maybe for a little bit. But yeah, let's get into your reading. It's funny, I was watching a lady, I was thinking, she almost looks like someone I've seen. She's a Capricorn. I thought that was interesting. Alright, I'm shuffling the cards a few times. Alright. I know we just had a new moon in Gemini. I'm not sure the other moons going on, but I do feel like an eclipse is coming up soon for, I think it's in Cancer. Not sure. Alright, some of the cards Cancer had, you could be connected to a Cancer Capricorn. Alright. Alright. So that's really weird. Cancer had this card. So like I said, you could be connected to a Cancer, but this is in reverse, a frustration. Maybe you're not worried about something connected to a Cancer. Maybe you're just living the best life, possibly. It's pretty much the overall energy, but like kind of the starts in June. Alright, so I feel like this identifies a Capricorn. They're usually content people. So I feel like you're maybe in an uncomfortable position, maybe work, maybe regarding people in your life. Let's see. So you have the Blast Oak from reverse. I do feel like Capricorn, this could be like maybe free-falling type feeling. Maybe you don't know where things are going within your career. I don't know why career is coming up. Injustice. So you could be dealing with a Libra possibly, where something is unclear up in the sky. It could be the moon over the water, which I feel like that's more Taurus energy. Something that has to do with a Taurus. I think it's about having clarity on something that's unbalanced and something that's maybe unresolved. So this card is the eel. When I think of eels, are kind of like, I don't know if they necessarily bite, but they can be quite weird creatures. Maybe something makes you sick about not getting something resolved, like something that's recently happened. Like it's got you upset in your stomach. I don't know. I do feel like you need to balance yourself. And then this card is responsibility. So I do feel like you've been taking on too much responsibilities. I do feel like in the month of June, it's time to reflect. It's time to get things in balance that they haven't been balanced. Maybe you feel like you've been free falling. I'm feeling with the swan here that it has to do with your intuition. Like maybe you know something about something or someone, but it's maybe there's something imbalance about them. But I do feel like um, you need to get in your balance, or maybe you're feeling balance and other people aren't feeling balance. Like things are kind of in disarray. Um, Abundance in reverse. So maybe it has to do with your finances for some of you. Long-term goals in job and career. The world tree. So I do feel like things are coming to full circle or turnaround in the events in your life in the month of June. That was the other card. So this card. So yeah, things are moving along. I feel like if they have been stagnant. And then you have the Great Bear. So I do feel like here, I'm just starting to read a little bit. There could be some boredom for some of you. There could be something that is painful that you're going through about the past that is giving you a lot of anxiety. But I do feel like there's time to grow from the experience. There's time to empower yourself and respect yourself. So that's similar to Cancer. So you could have Capricorn placement with Cancer. I have a friend who's a Capricorn with a Cancer moon. I do feel like some of you haven't been very happy. Maybe you've showed that on the outside everything is good, but there's a form of boredom. I feel like you really want to create something. Maybe you want to travel or move, or you want some land where you can actually create the life that you want. But I feel like a lot of you have been going through past experiences, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. And I feel like you're in this butterfly stage for some of you. And I feel like it's helping you, I'm trying to move that, sorry. It's helping you better understand yourself. And I feel like it's kind of like the night of the soul, or the dark night of the soul, where it's like you have to go through these experiences to grow, like almost the butterfly effect, where you're in this cocoon stage, nothing is visible, and everything is just off kiltered, and it's hard to even, reach for your goals, I feel like, for some of you. I do feel like there needs to be some type of balance with maybe a Libra, or you have a Libra with a Capricorn moon, I feel like. But I just feel like a lot of these past issues are creeping up to help you be aware that they're not fulfilling. And I think you've had to make weird choices. I don't know what it is. You've had to make weird choices because you felt like in some way maybe it was the best choice at the moment. But I do feel like for some of you, especially if you have a Capricorn moon, because I know someone who's Capricorn moon, you could have been all over the place. And I feel like for some time you've been making these bad choices, or you feel like the regrets. And I feel like when you made them, it just happened, but I feel like you're regretting it, and it's really getting you in these deep, dark depressions. And it has to do with, people you come in contact with that may have not really best interests for you, or had your best interests at heart. I feel like they just used you. But maybe there's some regret that you've used people. I do feel like things need a balance out. Or maybe you felt used by people. Could be either way, I'm feeling. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle cards real quick and see if anything comes out for Capricorn's love and relationship. Capricorn's love and relationship. What's going on in the month of June for Capricorn? I'm shuffling the cards and then I'm going to lay them out. Alright. So we have the first card out is a Stout. Alright, so I feel like you or another person, you're planning on something. Alright, so it's some type of joint union or joint account or joint something, joint banking account, I'm feeling. Joint struggle. So maybe you and another person, it could be someone from the past, it could be someone that you're joining your struggles or you're laying this onto them. Maybe it's in some way you're trying to let go of the past energies, the past struggles that you've inflicted on yourself or you've had people put in your life. I do feel like love wants to come through. I feel like for some of you, you're pretty much done with certain things or certain people or situations. So yeah, it's about past people, I feel like. It's been on this journey of these past situations, past hurts, past neglects. It's giving you a lot of pain and anxiety, I feel like. Seeing if I can get more cards so I keep going down on them. So I feel like there's a lot of healing that still needs to take place. There's a lot of ending things that you've carried this person, I feel like Capricorn, if it is a past person, I feel like you've carried them for so long. It could be a Cancer, because Cancer had this reading, vice versa. But there's a lot of things that need to end here to begin, because I feel like there's a lot of love, there's a lot of things you want to go with the flow of things, or you're trying to go with the flow of things, but it's about overcoming the struggles of those things. It's about planning with the person you want to plan to be with, whether you're in these weird relationships where it's like you want to go with the flow with this person, but I feel like you're trying to end the suffering or the struggles with past people and past situations, and so it's like trying to plan for something, but you're not trying to go with the flow. But at the same time, it's really hard to go with the flow when these past situations keep rehearsing in your mind or keep bringing you down in some way. So, past lover, I feel like, or a lover, present present love. Can't even say it. Lover, wrong lover, wrong lover. Maybe it has to do with a wrong lover. Maybe it has to do with a decision putting it to end, because I feel like it could be a twin flame. That's what I'm feeling too, with the flame right there. So it could be the wrong lover. I don't know why that came up for me, or just a past lover, or it has to do with someone that you want to connect with. But I do feel like this is a karmic cycle, and you guys are very aware of what karma is. I just feel like something needs to end here, because I feel like the bond between you and this person, whether it is a new person or old person, I feel like it's very powerful. And I felt like when you came in connection with this person, whoever that may be, there was a soul tie to them. And so there's a decision that you have to make, and this card wanted to come out. So it's about releasing your ex. That's what came out for me in my mind. It's about releasing these toxic energy, because I feel like maybe for some of you, you're putting on this front, because it's weird, right by the fish and right by the stunt animal, there's a struggle. There's like this, you're going with the flow, you're going with the emotions of things. But there's a lot of these struggles within you that you're not being truthfully honest with yourself. And I feel like you want to in some way recreate the past, but I feel like it needs to end. Like maybe you see people in your present life that remind you of your ex, or in some way remind you of a past lover. Like I said, or the wrong lover. I don't know. Like maybe for some of you, you fell in love a few years ago with someone who was a lover from a past. And there came a decision for you, there came instructions for you to end it, and you didn't. So in this life, you came with them, and nothing was solid, nothing was stable. And I feel like once you choose them, it started a lot of suffering for you, where it's like you could end something or begin something with someone, but you still have their energy. And I feel like a lot of you need to do these healings, maybe either healing affirmations or you need to do cord cutting, because I feel like every person you get with or every person you come in contact with, they have some type of energy still associated with this person. It could be a Pisces for some of you when I see the fish too. But I do feel like there's a struggle underneath it all that is reflecting your past. Maybe this is a past life reading, I feel like, where you're intertwined with people from your past life that remind you of your ex. And I feel like that's getting you more into this loop that you don't really need to be in. And I feel like you need to release it, because I feel like it's only hurting you more and more. And I feel like for some of you, this is what's coming up. For some of you, I do feel like you not necessarily stalk, but you see situations, you see people, or hear things, or smell things, and it might remind you and bring triggers. So do be mindful of your energy, because I feel like whoever you were attached to in the past, who is your ex, I feel like their energy is still around you. And you really haven't done the healing, or maybe you feel like you've done the healing, but there's something about your past that once you connected with your ex and you got with them, whether you were in a marriage, whether you were in a long-term commitment, there's just something about their energy that, because it's so karmically tied to yours, and I just feel like the bounds between you and them are still there. And so it's like being done with them. And I see this for some of you. You're being done with them, but it's like somehow in the timeline you see them, and then you find a strong attraction to them, but it's not them. And it's like it gets you confused, because you see them, or your soul recognizes them, but you realize maybe they're with someone, or maybe you realize that they're really not your type in some way, but you just get with them. Maybe you have a one-night stand. I'm feeling Capricorns are known for doing that. But then in the end, you feel confused by it all, like you thought you were with your soulmate, or you thought you were with your soulmate, but for some reason it's this past energy. So whoever was your ex-lover or your ex-person, they have such a bond on you that, and I have been feeling this type of energy. I'm not saying for Capricorn, but where I feel like we're in a time shift where the timeline is really weird. Like, I don't know if it's because I started working at my job, but it's like I see things not necessarily that reminds me of my ex, but reminds me of kind of similar energies of that time. It's really weird. But it's really weird because when I was doing this reading, it's like I can pick up that energy. So I don't know if you're dealing with this, Capricorn, but I do feel like for some of you that resonate with this, that I'm picking up the energies and stuff, and reminded of someone I know in their energy. You know, it becomes conflicting when you're dealing with past energies, because I feel like it's easy to recognize souls, but then to realize that they're not meant for you this time. Like maybe in a different timeline, they were your soulmate. Maybe they were married to you. Maybe you were in a committed relationship with them and then you recognize them. But not everyone you recognize their soul is meant to be with you. And I feel like for some of you, you're obsessed with people. Maybe you're stalking people. Maybe you feel like you have to get answers by just being around them for some reason. But yeah, something's got you looped, and I feel like it's about releasing your ex, because I feel like something I had to learn personally is that if you don't release some of these things in the past, or if it's your ex, then in some way their energy is tied to you. Or if you don't get a divorce when you need to get a divorce, then you're still carrying that energy with you. And I feel like for some of you, it could be connected to someone who's married or whatever, that you still need to release your ex. Anyways, this is such a weird reading. Anyways, I think that's something why you're having struggles. I feel like some of you, especially I have friends who are Capricorn, they get in these weird situations where it's like they're really in deep depression because they get with people and they're expecting that everything's gonna go well, or they have one night stands, but it's not fulfilling. I think that was one of the cards that came out, fulfilling. So there's a lot of weird energies here. For some of you, could be connected to an Aquarius, or you have a Aquarius sun and a Capricorn moon. I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot of healing that needs to be taking place. Anyways, hope this resonates with one of you. Bye-bye.